hide the screen.
Okay, hold on, let me look through this one. This is a screenshot someone uploaded of an error code they got in Guild Wars 2, and I have to check all of their fucking bookmarks and tabs to see what they have hiding there that they don't want people to see.
What? Why would you do that?
'Cause I'm mean?
Did you just link it or what? Oh, you just don't.
No, I'm just looking at it. It doesn't look like there's really anything bad, which is surprising.
I mean, what would you? I mean, why would you expect that though?
Oh, because everybody fucking has shit in their browser tabs or whatever. This is a fun story. I can start with this right away. So in Spanish class in high school, we had a project. This was, I think, like MySpace was still a thing. Yeah, it was called Mi Espacio for MySpace in Spanish, and we had to like. We had to like go to our MySpace page or whatever and like change the language to Spanish and like print out a screenshot of it and bring it in so we could like translate it, which you already fucking know what it is in English. Like how anyways, so this guy brings in this guy brings in like a full screen screenshot of his like whole computer, and like his browser, he has like 3 tabs open at the top. Like one of them is like Girls Gone Wild, like in his full search bar. It says like Playboy.com. He didn't fucking catch it. So he brought it into school, and like it's fucking like they're all displayed on the wall in the classroom. And someone notices it and points it out, and the teacher like has a panic attack in the middle of class. It was incredible. Oh god.
That's a good story.
That was a good story.
That is a good story.
Today on Tea Time, we'll be sharing stories from high school. That's all we're going to do.
We can talk about fun stories. But
Yeah.
there is something you got to explain. How do you explain this, Brazil? What is this ghostly infusion? What the fuck, man?
The ghostly infusion
Yeah.
I sent Aurora Peachy on
Yeah.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
How do you explain this?
Aurora Peachy and I are basically like a thing now.
Okay.
No, that's not true. But someone's gonna take that out of context, and you know.
Yeah, Planix is probably listening. That's a quote now, and
I was feeling generous, and so I saw her tweet about a greatsword, and she said it's no ghostly infusion. And I saw it, and I was thinking, because I was fucking like, I had been sitting on that for like 2 days and thinking about what to do with it. Anyways, I had put it on the trading post twice. It didn't sell, and it got undercut. So I pulled it off both times, and then I was like, I'll just fucking sell it to a buy order or whatever for like 470 gold. And I didn't fucking have enough money left over to meet the listing fee. So I was like, fuck this. Because I couldn't like, I don't know. I could have asked somebody for money or whatever. But then I saw her tweet, and I was just like, fuck it. I'm going to send her a ghostly infusion. And like, there was like, you know, evil little cynical me in the back of my head going, don't do it, don't give it away. But
wow,
she'll probably give it away to someone else, and somebody else will have a ghostly infusion. So
it's the chain of giving never ends.
yeah, it never ends.
So yeah, the question is though, how many months of subscribing to Peachy's channel would that actually have got you? Let's do a little bit.
How many
maths here.
months subscribing? Oh,
Yeah.
you mean like with real money?
With Twitch, yeah. So if we go over here,
No, Aurora Peachy did not reward me with sex. No.
we take a look at the gold conversion thing. We can see here that 250 gold for 250 gold.
Okay.
Oh wait, okay, hang on. If you traded in that ghostly infusion, that would give you about 2,400 gems. Okay. So let's see how much money is that going to cost us if we go over here. Oh god, that's no. I can't actually show that. That will show my.
Uh-oh.
No, let's not do that.
Hold
Actually,
on, shut up.
fuck it.
I have to
Yeah,
answer a question. Rex, a first edition polymerization, like, take a picture of it and send it to me, because I don't know.
So as we can see here, 2,400 gems is going to cost us £25.50. And what's that in dollars?
25 pounds, 50?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Let's
different.
see.
It's weight. That's not currency.
How many dollars is that? That gives you $36. And a sub costs you,
$4.99?
yeah, it's $4.99. Let's see how many months that will get you.
So it's 2 months.
It will give you 7.4 months of sub.
That's a long time.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, someone's also pointed out that Eddy Wally has died. That is correct.
Oh no, I thought it was going to show my PayPal email, but as in my actual email address, not my me email address. But no, actually, I remembered then that it actually doesn't do that.
Wait,
so.
you mean you buy gems?
What?
In Guild Wars, you buy gems in Guild Wars 2?
Yeah, sure.
What? What do you mean you buy gems?
I don't buy a lot of gems. I think I've bought.
What kind of casual are you?
I bought some gems.
Me too. Good.
Yeah. Yeah,
We're on equal footing here.
You gotta support the memes.
I only buy gold from people that spam the shit out of me in the PvP lobby.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that seems legit. Yeah, Eddy Wally, he has met his demise, unfortunately.
Good. Fuck him.
Oh. Yeah, we're gonna summon some wows here.
Wow.
We're gonna pay some respect here. But that meme is no longer relevant because that guy's dead. But every time you see that, you just imagine it being a rotting corpse of someone doing that instead of, an actual person. Or just a pile of ashes or something. It is pretty unfortunate. Yeah. Brazil too edgy? What, is he really edgy? You're not very edgy so far, actually.
I've been fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just be upfront with you guys. We have literally nothing to talk about. Nothing has happened. Guild Wars 2, it still exists. It is still here. But nothing happened within the context of Guild Wars 2. So, yeah.
Nothing has fucking gone on. Inks and boots have disappeared. We don't know where they are. Like, they didn't say anything to us. They didn't say anything beforehand. We don't know where the fuck they went. They haven't said anything to anybody. They're just gone.
Oh, yeah, I guess we could talk about Stronghold.
I don't know anything about Stronghold.
But there was a tournament and there were 3 teams.
Oh, yeah, you lost.
Well, I mean, we came second.
Out of 3 teams.
Yeah, out of 3 teams.
Pretty good.
Yeah. In fairness, the best team was actually really good. They'd ranked 9th on the leaderboard for Conquest, so we beat ourselves because but 2 teams were from my guild, so without us there would have only been 1 team. So if you think about it, we actually did save esports, because otherwise nothing would have happened. Because without Salt, I wonder if they would have got all the gems for not even playing a single game. Probably not. That probably doesn't count, does it? But,
Holy shit, getting a good picture of Yu-Gi-Oh cards is hard. No, it's not, because I fucking put a Solemn Strike on eBay last night. It's not hard.
How much did you put it on eBay for, though?
Buy it now for like 60-something and the starting bid at 40-something.
Some pretty nice value there. Would you say that's a good valuation, or are you being generous?
Oh, that's fair. Because the fucking... You remember how I made a big deal about that a couple weeks ago when I got one? And I sold it like immediately to some guy. Did I tell you? I told the story, didn't I?
I think, yeah, you did. You mentioned it at least.
So I got a Solemn Strike. It's like right over here. Fucking underneath shit. This is Solemn Strike. You can't really see it, I guess. It's a very good counter trap card. It's worth a lot of money, I guess. Like, you could probably sell them for $75 right now, depending on who you sell it to. Anyways, so when I got it, it was worth about $90, and I wanted to just get rid of it immediately so I could have some money. So a guy at the shop I was at, he was like, "I'll give you 40 for it." And I was like, "All right, let's do it." He's like, "I only have 20 with me. I'll give you 20 next week." And this is a guy who shows up like every week, whatever. Like, he's a young kid. So I was like, "That's cool. Like, I'll trust you." And so he didn't have the other 20 next week. And he didn't have it for like the next 3 weeks after. So I just fucking went up there yesterday and I was like, "Give me the card back. Here's $20. And so he gave it back. And I put on eBay. So hopefully I'll get some more. But, yeah.
Okay.
Advice, if any of you play trading card games and you get something valuable straight away, because this is a card that, like, I could use in some of my decks that I play. And there are other cards like that too. If you get it and the price is super fucking high, sell it immediately. Get rid of it and then buy it back later when it's cheaper and you'll still make money. So
What? How does the value of the cards go though? Does it depend on how effective the card is, or is it just how rare it is?
effectiveness and rarity and how new or old it is, because there is scarcity is, I guess, a lot more of a thing whenever a set is brand new and there's a desirable card that comes out. And out of, like, I don't remember how many boxes of packs come in a case, but let's say out of like every 5 boxes of cards, a box has like 24 packs. You might get like one of these. And this is something that people would be playing 3 copies of in each deck. Again, it's just come onto the market, so it's brand new. So people will fucking pay $90 for a set of 3 of them. And then as people buy more cases, buy more packs, people open them up, people sell them, people get them and start using them, the price goes down. That's typically what happens. It'll stabilize for a little bit, but it usually goes down. So that happens. Another thing that's really scary that I fucking did. What is this GIF?
I don't know. Let's
I
find
have
out.
to see. Did he GIF it? Oh, what?
What the fuck is this?
All right.
Jesus.
Anyways, now that we've seen that, I guess.
Wow, that's something.
Another thing that's like really scary but also really predictable is that in March they are releasing a bunch of new Blue Eyes White Dragon support cards. So a while back, I think a couple years ago, like 2014 maybe, they released a Blue Eyes structure deck that had Blue Eyes support cards in it. If you want to fucking play a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, you had to have some of those structure decks. So those are like $18 now, and they haven't been printed in a while, the structured eggs. And some of the valuable cards out of them are like 1, 2, some of them are like $5. So I bought them all now because we know that the Blue Eyes cards are going to come out in the future and will require these older cards that are no longer printed. So as soon as that fucking set releases, like the structure decks are probably going to be like $30. Maiden with Eyes of Blue is probably going to be like at least $10. Like, plan out what you're going to do as the market changes. That's how you fucking play trading card games.
Is it like the trading post, Guild Wars 2? You gotta
It's the
speculate.
same fucking
You gotta
thing as
speculate.
the trading post in Guild Wars 2. It's like, I don't know. And it was funny because the secret tester guys, again, who said, these guilds post shitty builds so they can manipulate the market and get rich. No, but yes, we did affect the market because fucking Sigil of Air is like 9 gold now, and before it was like 3 silver because nobody fucking used it. But then the raids came out. Sigil of Night is basically worthless now because dungeons and fractals, who gives a fuck? But like, yeah, Sigil of Air went boop up in price, and yeah, like the condition damage food went up in price for a while. And like the black diamonds were, this is a great example. The black diamonds were brand fucking new and everybody wanted them and you needed a lot of them. So sure, they were like 5 gold a piece. Now they're like a gold to 50 or something. That was the last time I looked at them. But as the market is saturated, and people already have the stuff, you don't need to pay as much money for them anymore. I don't know. But Brazil sounds like Bernie Sanders. LOL.
Such a good link into Guild Wars 2. I can hardly hold my
Rex, you
enthusiasm.
dumbass.
Wait, what did he post? What is it?
Polymer is Zioni. That's fucking like wrecked and destroyed. Oh, my
is it?
God.
Oh, that is
I should
pretty,
fucking show you my polymerization.
pretty crinkly.
It won't even, it probably won't even show up well on the webcam, but
Oh. Well, especially if it's reflective.
yeah, it is a little, I can take it out. I won't fuck with it, it's fine. It's across the room, I don't want to get it.
Meltandriel only logs into Guild Wars 2 for dank hole and raids. I think that's quite a lot of people are in that situation right now, honestly.
Yeah.
It's Yeah, you just log in, you do your raids for the week, and then you fuck around in whatever game mode tickles your fancy, and then you log out again. That's how it goes. But I
Yeah.
mean,
So let's have another lesson in market speculation here. So we have an idea for when the next raid wing will be coming out. That is somewhere around the end of March, I think is what they said.
yep.
So that's a little bit of time. Now let's think about what happens when a new raid is going to come out and people have stepped away from the game. People might come back to the game and might start raiding again. So you have some mights to work with. Now you can think about, let's see, what classes are underused in raids and what utility doesn't exist currently. And maybe we'll think, maybe they'll put in stealth mechanics or whatever. Maybe Thief will be good. What runes and shit does Thief use? Scholar runes. So if you wanted to be like fucking wild out of control with your speculation and think about stuff like that, you could start crafting scholar runes with buy orders on like charge lodestones, charge cores even, honestly. Start making those for cheap when the raids come out, when people come back and start changing their armor sets to different stats or start fucking, I don't know, whatever. It's possible that scholar runes will go up in price, and you can already be sitting on a stockpile of those. You do the same thing with black diamonds because Viper's gear is very useful. Something that would be probably more safe than even like scholar runes or black diamonds or berserker runes would probably be food, like the golden dumplings, the fried golden dumplings. Definitely the condition damage food. That's the only food for condition damage builds. The toxic focusing crystals and the rare veggie pizzas. So what you would definitely want to do, and I'm giving this fucking shit away, like this is stuff that I could be using, I'm obviously not using, and it's not going to be as valuable because people are going to watch this and people are going to do it. So anyways, you could get the recipes for the food, you could craft the food, which it's already like profitable to craft and sell the food, and you can just sit on it, and the food's going to fucking go up in price. Inevitably, the focusing crystals are probably going to be like a gold again, and the pizzas are probably going to be like 50, 60 silver again. So that's speculation and I guess manipulation to a degree. Speculation can be based on a lot of good stuff, like a lot of sound reasoning like the food is. It can be really fucking loose, like the scholar rune stuff, even though that I would think would still have like a chance. Another thing to do would be to save your raid tokens if you haven't really spent them, because we have an infusion that costs 1,000 raid tokens, and it sells for a lot of money. It's possible that there will be another infusion for the next wing. So you save your tokens, you buy one, you fucking sell it, and you make gold. So I don't know.
I think there's a few wild cards here though, because it very much depends on the mechanics as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Because if there's mechanics that really screws over one particular play style, it can kind of throw things awry. But I mean, in a very broad way, you could say, if there was a mechanic that made the boss, I don't know, transfer conditions or something, suddenly conditions are not going to be so popular for this particular one because you're going to get screwed. But I don't know. What do you think is the most problematic profession right now in PvE? Is it just Tempest because it just does too much damage? Then again, because Thief is actually, I don't know, if the 6-man thingy is to be believed, the Thief is also doing sick DPS.
I buy into that a little bit more than I do some of the other stuff. But yeah, it makes sense that Thief does sick DPS. I also still am not convinced that Venom Share is terrible. I would lean to Venom Share being like probably 80% of the effectiveness of like a power build, at least. I could be wrong. I don't know. I will hopefully know very shortly whenever I have access to a superior DPS meter that is not Gen X and that is also not a memory reader, so it's legal. We'll find out about that. But yeah, like Tempest does a lot of damage. It's kind of been that case with Elementalist forever, because Elementalist has always done really, really high damage, like more than anything else for the most part. And the problem is that it takes people a while to figure it out. It took people a while to figure out Tempest. Not as long as it took for people to figure out Elementalist, obviously, because people already had knowledge going into Heart of Thorns, whatever. But yeah, it just does a lot of damage. So I don't know if that's something that they should look at. You could just have bosses that have like a higher resistance to fucking power builds, or have bosses that like do something to specifically target like the highest damaging profession or professions and deal with them somehow. I don't know. There are a lot of ways to fix it. I mean, the thing I just suggested at the same time, like that could also hurt other professions that aren't Tempest if you don't take Tempest. There are ways to deal with it. There are plenty of ways to deal with it, so I don't know. But I guess, do I think the damage is too high? I don't really know, because the damage meters and stuff, I'm still not convinced that they're that terribly accurate. And spreadsheet math, I don't think reflects reality, because it's perfect and it's supposed to be perfect. In reality, like, you're never gonna fucking play perfectly. So,
But I mean, you can use the spreadsheet as kind of a rough estimate.
yeah. Oh,
because
yeah.
if you calculate for each profession, you're using the same assumptions. So in comparison between two spreadsheets, your assumptions are still the same. So they're a lot more comparable than some
Sure,
other
but
stuff.
if it's a situation where, like Tempest, you have to press a ton of fucking buttons, and Thief, all you have to do is auto attack. But on the spreadsheet, Tempest is, like a couple percent higher than Thief. I would think that in reality, for most of the time, the Thief will probably be doing higher damage. So, and
Yeah,
Journer mentions Math and Avoid.
method
I
of
don't know.
avoid Dan's game. Yeah.
The whole balance patch recently was lazy. I'm still a little upset with how they dealt with Berserker. I think they should have just like nerfed. They should have either. I think they should have made it a single fire field. First of all, I don't know why in the world it's still 5 fucking fire fields. They should have like made it one fire field and adjusted the pulse on the burning. That would have been fine. Make the damage less, but don't fucking kill it. Uh, like having 5 fire fields where like it looks like you could still double hit with them or whatever, and not having that be the case, I don't know. I very much liked the double hit mechanic because you had to position yourself correctly, and I am a very big fan of positioning in combat. I think it's really fun, whatever. Not just on Warrior, but on anything really. So I don't know. Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Terraria just closed its gates.
Yes, it did. I'm
Now
blocked
there's
out
some
now.
sick hentai.
Ooh. Yeah. 5 fields equals 5 times the flavor, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
It is a bit unusual. I think it would have been a lot less sour if they had horrifically broken it, so it's actually pointless to have more than one Berserker now. I think that was the kicker.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It was pretty funny. I mean, how is Herald doing right now? Because I've actually seen people kind of hating on the Heralds for doing no damage right now, but I'm not sure if I believe that.
I don't think that's true. I think Herald's damage is still pretty good, especially considering the utility that it brings along, but you also really don't need them anymore because like the ferocity buff is nice, like sure. Their personal damage is okay, sure. But like it's mostly the fury that you bring them for, and you don't really need that because Ranger's fucking Tiger Pet is like 20 seconds of fury on a 10-second cooldown or something stupid like that. That is too strong. That is too much fury. But I don't know. Because the facet, at least, like the facet, if you don't activate it to blow it up, like you can still maintain fury without it, sure, with facet of nature and stuff especially, but you kind of want to explode the fury facet for damage. So there's a little play. It's not just like a super passive thing, but like the ranger pet, you just fucking like you put it on, you press the button whenever it's up, and it just sits there and attacks and gives fury to everyone. I don't know. I think it's a little bit too strong. I think they could nerf that a little bit, the duration on that. And that's just, I could be wrong about the duration too. I think it's 20 seconds every 10 seconds, but it's possible that that's not correct. I haven't looked it up. That was just what someone was saying last night. So,
Yeah, that is a lot of fury.
yeah, it's...
I mean, I suppose the extension of this is, what are the possible ways that... I mean, I think a good way of balancing things is just to change the fights in a certain respect. In the same way that, you can balance other stuff by changing maps. So, I mean, they could go ahead and just balance stuff in PvE by, again, making it harder for elementalists to do their work. But then again, how do you do that without also nerfing everything else that uses similar mechanics? And that's where the struggle comes in. But I mean, the ultimate decision here is they should just split between PvE and PvP, and then they can play with it as much as they want, and no one's gonna get salty. Because right now, if they nerf stuff, it's gonna ruin the other game modes. That's why they're not able to play with the numbers as much as they would like, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's not good. He gives 17 seconds of fury, according to Rim. And Rim is the kind of guy who would know this sort of thing. So, yeah, we might as well go with that. That's with nature magic, so I guess it's 15 seconds without nature magic. A 15-second base, rather. But then if you have a Herald, the boon duration goes up, so it's even more. Yeah. Split conditions between PvE and PvP, yeah. That was something that kind of triggered me, actually. This happened ages ago, but this actually really kind of it's not very interesting, is it? Because they kind of took the confusion out of confusion, kind of, that to make it better in PvE, I guess, but it still isn't very good. Yeah, feels bad, man. What do you think about that, Brazil? How do they fix the game? How do they reverse the split without triggering the new players, if that even happens?
None of that even matters. What matters is condition damage being just completely constructed differently than power damage. Like, this is something I want to make a video on. So it's not something I want to talk a whole lot here about, but just the construction, like Boots would always say, power has 3 stats that affect it, which, yeah, it has precision, ferocity, and power. That all multiplies your damage. And condition damage has, like, I wouldn't say 2, I would say like 2.5, because you have condition damage, you have condition duration / expertise. And then the reason I would say half is because precision, because you have stuff like bleed on crit or whatever, or like you gain condition damage based on your precision, some traits. At most 2.5, but there are far more problems with it than that. And like I said, this is something I'll probably end up just making a whole video on. So I don't know. PvE, PvP split needs to happen. Absolutely needs to happen. No reason why it shouldn't, other than the devs don't want to do it, honestly, because there are already skills that are split. Sure, it may take time, effort, whatever. Maybe it'll confuse new people. I don't really care about that. And, like, if you want to play the game, you're going to play the game. Like, if you go in unsure, you're probably not going to play it. So, I mean, I don't know, but... needs to be a split, and conditions just need to be, I don't know.
Do new players actually get confused by this, though? If you were a new player to Guild Wars 2, and you would be confused by things working differently in PvE and PvP, type baby rage in the chat.
I mean, I've personally seen new players come to, like, over their shoulder scene. People like playing the game for the first time and like getting to like level 20 and not knowing like what to do about broken armor, not knowing how to like empty their inventory out and just getting one shot by mobs because their armor's broken. Like, they have like a level 1 weapon still, and they just don't fucking know what to do. Like, I don't know how people like that can go into a video game and like play it. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. That like there's that level of just like, what are you doing? But people do it. Like, I've observed it firsthand. So
Yeah. I guess this is kind of actually a bit like this. I mean, this is something I don't know. You probably don't care about this because I know you don't care about anything. But
yeah, that's true.
there's a 1 month break between PvP seasons. Why? It doesn't make any sense. There's no ranked for a month. And as a result of this, PvP is the biggest clown fiesta I have ever seen in my entire life because the matchmaking just doesn't work right now. So it matches you against basically anyone, and then you either get completely annihilated or you just roll over people, and it's not fun for anyone. Yeah.
Here's the thing. ArenaNet needs to realize what Guild Wars 2 is, and they just need to stop with the PvP esports stuff. Like, seriously. Like, you have your statistics that say it's helping the game. Like, okay, maybe it is, sure. But you fucking do stuff like a month between PvP leagues to, give people a cooldown or whatever logic you use. Like, watching Guild Wars 2 on a stream, if you're not someone that plays the game, like, people aren't just going to come watch this game and say, that looks cool, I know what's going on. People are going to go watch League of Legends and they're going to, like, get a rough idea of what's happening. Like, Guild Wars 2 is just, like, a clusterfuck of, like, stuff happening and people fighting and, like, phantasms and all kinds of shit. And it's, like, super fast-paced. Like, there's no slow build-up time that can be observed like broadly, and then an escalation to where people are like invested in it. It's like, okay, go in, fight on the point, try to watch 3 different fights at once. Good luck, you can't, and you have no idea what any of the professions are fucking doing.
And here we go. Saihan nails it. This is why Stronghold is amazing. Stronghold is incredibly obvious. Don't you think what's happening? It's so easy to. I mean, I can imagine being a new player. I'm role playing as a new player, and you can just see, oh, they're getting through the gates to kill the boss. Simple. And because of the inherent kind of way Stronghold maps out, you typically have at most 2 fights going on at once. Yeah. So maybe you have people defending and people attacking. That's all that's happening there. And then I don't know. Maybe someone's using the trebuchet as well. And then when there's heroes, there's only 2 heroes. So at most, there's going to be 2 fights going on. So you don't have this crazy shit going on where there's skirmishes all the way around the Conquest map. There are these, I don't know, on Temple or something, there are these buffs coming up and oh, what does all this crap do? But, yeah. I don't know why. The Stronghold is just, it's pretty dead, honestly. We're talking 8-9 minute queues for a 5-man. Don't even try to play it solo queue. You're going to rip your head off in rage. And it doesn't even count as ranked. I actually asked this. I actually asked this at some point, but I didn't really manage to get an answer. But I don't know why there isn't a separate ranked ladder for Stronghold, because there is one for Conquest. Get to that leaderboard. You can be Car Crash 2. You can get one of those top 10 spots. But there's nothing for Stronghold. You can get pips, but not rank. I mean, what is this shit? Why? It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Oh, so you get those in ranked solo queue as well? Oh, okay, never mind. 30, 40 minute queues. Rum power. I actually feel very sorry for you.
Yeah.
That hurts, man. That really hurts. How do you... This is what I don't understand. I mean, there are people who are in Legend, okay? Some people have done this. There are very likely some people
that have gotten Legend through Stronghold?
Well, not just Stronghold, but I mean, how it must take so long with the queue times. I mean, what is... It's if you're the 5-man, it must take ages. I don't know. Maybe it's nowhere near as bad in Conquest, but it seems like... I mean, I have queued for some Conquest, just, about 5 games, but the queues are are not short. You know, it takes ages to get all those pips, you know. But getting pips is nice. Pips feels good, man. Yeah. I don't know. ArenaNet. Come on, Stronghold. You hyped that shit up so much. And you just left it to die.
About it too.
Yeah, like they didn't do anything. It's just and the Stronghold tournament, the Winter Cup, they didn't do anything. It was just Jebro tweeted it out once or something. It's just what? Come on, you're supposed to hype this shit and then not. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna have a mental breakdown. No, I can't do it. Even though I would like ArenaNet to take action. Can you?
Yeah, I just don't care about PvP enough. Like, I care about it in the sense that it's part of Guild Wars 2, and I like Guild Wars 2. And, like, I feel like PvP, like, you could relate it to maybe me a little bit, because it's out of control, it's crazy, it says dumb shit, and you're like, I don't want to see this anymore, I'm just going to turn it off. And it's like, okay, I get that. And, like, you look at, like, raids and stuff, and it's like, okay, this stuff's pretty polished. Like, just from an observation standpoint, like, I feel like it's probably easier to watch a raid stream than it is to watch a PvP stream, because the raids, you're like, okay, there are people killing a boss. It's conceptually really easy to understand. Like, it's just like a PvP stream, like, there are people running around and, like, fighting people. Like, I don't know, like, it's just a mess, I guess, to kind of describe it simply. It just, I don't get it. Like, it's not, I don't know. PvP, and I don't think PvP in Guild Wars 2 is interesting at all. Like, I have very little desire to ever play it, unless I'm, like, farming ostrich eggs, then I don't care about playing PvP. So, I don't know.
I think I definitely agree with that. I mean, whenever you've got just one target, it's always going to be a lot easier to understand what's going on. And
Yeah.
People bashing on Gorseval, you can kind of say, oh yeah, they're casting spells, they're doing damage. You can see the big numbers. It's incredibly apparent what's going on here. Yeah, you're definitely right though. I'm not sure if I'd agree with you on PvP not being interesting though. I think with the right kind of observing capacity, it might be better to generate some hype over and get people into the game. But I don't know. I think it's very difficult. With Conquest, it's very difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you especially with how the meta was. Maybe it's better now. I haven't really played much. I haven't played Conquest since the patch because I kind of rage quit Conquest because of the stupid ass bunkering just made me want to kill myself. But I don't know. Maybe it's better now. Maybe it's a bit quicker. The thing is that the quicker it gets, the more particles are all over the place and no one knows what's going on. Oh look, Taria's happening. I think I might just do it. Might as well. Hang on guys. I gotta get my chest.
Speaking of particle effects, god damn.
Yeah, don't mind me guys. My Taria earlier failed. That was feels bad, man. But yeah, now you can see some particle effects. Anyway.
Yep, that was funny when that happened because they like nerfed the particle effects. And then like people had been asking them to nerf like the auras and stuff. And then they did, and then everybody complained about how they nerfed the auras. Like particle effects can get a little ridiculous, I think. I like how they did in raids where you just like can't really see anything other than what you're doing. Like, you can see the outlines and stuff. You're like, there's a big fucking circle. It's a time warp. All right, got it. And you can like hear sound effects like the wells and stuff, so you know they're happening. You see yourself getting quickness, but I don't know. Like particle effects are they're nice, but. Hey Brazil, do you still play Guild Wars 2? Yes, I do, Razzie.
You are indeed interested in the Guild Wars 2. But do you actually play much of that right now? Or are you just kind of waiting for the next
I've
raids?
raided almost every day this week.
Damn. But I mean, other than raids, if you take raids out of Guild Wars 2, do you play Guild Wars 2 right now?
I stand around. I do Tequaddle.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a good Tequaddle video that you could... if I send you a file?
If you send... if it's an MP4, I can probably play it.
It is, but it'll have... I can put it... trying to think how I can do this in Skype.
If you just quickly upload it to YouTube, how long is it?
It's not very long.
If you just upload it to YouTube and then send me the link and we can show it on the stream. Or you can send me the file.
It would be funny. I just don't know if it's a good idea. No, it's a good tech video. Trust me. I don't know if I want to do it though.
Wait, you don't have to. You could describe it to us if you wanted to.
No, I can't. I'll just leave it a secret. Just take my word that it's a good tech video.
Okay.
I'm afraid it would shed light onto people that don't want light being shed onto them.
Oh, boy.
So I won't do it.
Did it fail or something and people were getting salty?
No.
It's amazing the hate that was happening because...
Oh, yeah.
As I told you this before we started the stream, but my map failed Triple Trouble. And they were fucking going crazy. It was really rude. It's just, whoa, guys, calm down. You know, it's only... I mean, the net value is what? 2 or 3 gold? And then maybe Ascendants? I don't know. It's kind of... Wow. Wow, guys. This is pretty harsh. Is Thief worth using in raids? Yeah, it is.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's very fun.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, Basilisk Venom is about 50% of Gorseval's break bar if you have Venom Share. So...
I was right this entire time. Everyone laughed at me when I said the Daredevil Thief Condi Venom Share was the real deal, but now, with numbers, it has been proven to be dank. Yeah.
Not quite. Not 100%.
Not top tier, but it's playable tier, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, but I don't know how top tier or not it is yet. Playable tier, absolutely. Like it's on Veil Guardian, like it was noticeably higher DPS than my Reaper was with the Condi build. Like with minion exploit Condi Reaper, like I had like 5 minions up at all times, sometimes 10. Veil Guardian, and Daredevil is still better condition damage at red. So...
If we go into a reality where quickness affects Death Blossom, how much better is that?
I think it does under certain really weird circumstances. I'm pretty sure it affects distance, because if I am like if I like press Death Blossom at the same time I gain quickness, the distance you jump is like triple.
Oh really?
It's immense.
Yeah. I was seeing I saw that happen a few times and I was really confused by that. I thought they fixed that, but never mind.
I don't know. Is like I don't think the channel gets sped up as far as I can tell. The distance seems to increase. And I don't know how related it is to positioning either, because it's like it just seems to happen. And if you have quickness already and do it, it doesn't really seem to do anything. It just seems to happen if you get quickness like in the channel or at the start of the channel. Like it's when it seems to happen, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it does behave. It does behave very unusually sometimes.
And that's another problem. What the hell is this?
What's going on?
This character creation.
Is there? Oh yeah, that's Rim's character in Blade and Soul. Kind of
that's pretty good.
It's pretty horrifying, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyways, Thief is very neglected, especially in terms of Condi builds, because the poison trait works incorrectly, as far as I can tell, and there's no bleed trait to increase the duration, so it needs both of those things to be fixed.
Okay, but what if now? What if they move it in the same way that kind of Burn Guardian would be, so they make it more towards pure poison, and you just kind of have a smattering of bleeding. So say they buffed if they made the poison duration work like Lingering Curse, so it affects the base.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, but it doesn't do that though.
I know. No.
Yeah, and then maybe they buffed it. So would it be really silly if they were both 50% to kind of counteract the fact that there's no bleed trait for the thief?
That'd be really strong, but yeah, honestly, I think that would be okay. Like, people underestimate the Venom Share Thief build because of the Poison Burst, but Viper's Armor, like, I won't deny that Venom Share probably wasn't very good when Sinister Armor and Viper's Armor didn't exist, because I never played it, and people like when you could only have like rabbit armor or like carry on or whatever, it probably wasn't very significant, probably just because of the power damage. But when you're hitting like 10k backstabs on Gorseval and your auto attack chain hits for like 15k, while you're doing like 5k bleed ticks and you're doing like 2 to 3k burn ticks from whirl finishers from all your dodging and death blossoms, and you have poison spikes up to like over 20k, and like I guess to be fair, as little as like 3k. It's a big variation in poison, but like the power damage is still very significant, and the condition damage is very, very powerful, especially the Verst. So, like, I mean, you may have like 10, 15k bleed ticks on a Reaper, more or less consistently, with like 1,000 from poison, a little bit from burn, depending on what you do. But it's mostly bleed damage. So, I don't know. I think Venom Shear Thief is... I think it's honestly pretty good. I really need to do a lot more testing. I've already done a lot, but it seems to be like it's pretty good. But there are ways to make it better, like a bleed trait or doing something to the poison trait, because it's just the poison trait is kind of wasted almost. Or it's just it's a mess. It's a mess. Needs to be better. So
it does. That's kind of the thing, actually. Which like, well, I've come across this while trying to figure out how to do Burn Guardian because I want to do stupid memes. Viper's gear is just way too good. I think it's ridiculously strong. Because I mean, even if you swap out, I don't know. I ended up swapping out some to try and get more condition damage. Swapping out some Vipers to get some Sinister in there, and you know, I was gaining about 10 condition damage, 20, 30 condition damage. It's just, Vipers is so unbelievably efficient in terms of stats. It's just insane. But I mean, if they nerf it,
really good.
then suddenly, Condi's become less competitive, and that feels bad, man. Because you want to have both in each game mode, obviously. If you get rid of one of them, then it's wow, this is fun, huh?
It's wow.
Wow. Oh, right, here we go. Oh no.
Rest in peace, Eddy Wally.
Yeah.
He's honestly a pretty good singer. Like, his voice is really pleasant.
Well, I think we should just take a moment, chat, spam BibleThump, okay? And then wow BibleThump or something. I don't even fucking know. Did we white knight Brazil? No, he is the whitest knight here. It's a well-known fact. You can notice all the different things about his little corner of the internet over there.
No, that's incorrect. Scrapper is definitely pretty good.
In
PvE. PvE, I don't know anything about PvP, so Scrapper is good in PvE, though.
Does it not have a 10% damage modifier, if I recall correctly?
I don't know. The function gyro, like tools or whatever, is like, why do you need it? And I don't know, like the function gyro itself is really, really good.
Was reminding about the free infusion. Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, we already talked about that at the beginning of the stream.
That happened. We got that shit out of the way. Oh no, failed emotes from Virtuosity. Yeah, function gyro is very good. Yes. In what situation? I don't know. Does Scrapper have a damage modifier? I think Scrapper does have a damage modifier, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I actually can't remember off the top of my head. But I don't know. What do you... Yeah. Oh, don't just ban. What the fuck? Why would you do that? No! I've been telling people not to do this shit because it scares people away from actually talking because they're scared of being banned, so stop this shit. Okay? I'm going to be adding a command that will help us out with this. So if you fail an emote, you'll be able to type !Sudoku and just kill yourself for 10 seconds. So it will be self-inflicted rather than mod-inflicted. So stop doing that shit. And also, mods, I know who's banning people. I know who's doing this. So if you keep doing it, I'll know who it is. Yeah, 10% damage trait. There you go. Less than tools. Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe it's debatable. I don't know. What do you use the function gyro for? To revive people?
Yeah, so you have someone that like goes down. It's like a war banner thing. Like it's a nice convenience to have, even in like really good groups of people. Like it's just nice. Like the other day, I mistimed a Death Blossom and got ported across the room in Veil Guardian into the green lightning floor, and then suddenly there was a function gyro that rezzed me. And it's like, okay, cool. Like it's a convenience. It's just kind of nice, and like I don't really think you're giving up a whole lot with Scrapper, and especially like if you're not like a super hardcore badass, like it's just nice to have around. Like in average groups, like it's really good. So you have to think realistically.
Yeah. It's very true. I mean, to a certain extent, this is where you bring in the Nemesis thinking, right? If you sack damage, but you gain more time attacking the boss, then you actually do more damage anyway. Because not everyone... I mean, not everyone is in a group. Well, very few people are in a guild that is just going to have no downs the entire raid. I'd say almost no one, right?
The problem with that argument is that people apply it to like a Sentinel's Hammer Guardian.
Oh, yeah.
Will do more damage because it's alive the longest. No. If I am playing a PS Warrior, I will do more damage in like a minute, probably less than that, probably like 45 seconds, than a Sentinel's Hammer Guardian will do the whole fight. Like it's just... No, that doesn't... No, stop. There are people that tried to make that argument. There was a wonderful guy on YouTube a while back. I don't know what the hell he's doing now, but he really hated me. And he really hated like D&T. And that was his whole argument. That his Paladin Guardian build that was literally like all purely defensive, that somehow still did as much damage as Berserker Guardian. Anyways...
I mean, you know what I meant. I mean, say taking, banner instead of headbutt or something, that sort of thing. You know, making little tweaks that are gonna get you more of that DPS uptime. You know, to get the damage out. I think I think that is actually something that people really are quite misinformed about, because you do kind of see that sort of semi-elitism where people say, yeah, we've got to run this exact build at all times so we do the most damage. But then they just die, and then they don't do any damage during that time. It's, yeah. Oh, look who found me. It's the same guy who was jumping in the previous tea time. Now just shooting the hope pistols through the screen. I'm pretty sure it's him. Let me just go ahead and check. Yeah, there we go. We see you. Yeah. I am. Anyway. Where are we going with this? Do we have anywhere to go with this? Oh, you know what? This is a great segue, actually, because Brazil, you're about to see at some point in the future the dankest strat ever. We're going to do, with Salt, Veil Guardian, 10 Healing Tempests, use Rebound to survive the circles, and just go for the slowest Veil Guardian kill possible. We're talking hours of gameplay, Brazil. Just Veil Guardian running around in circles. And look at that Reddit karma. Just think about it. Think about those upvotes. It's going to be amazing. What classes do you think will be nerfed next? I'm not sure if anything is going to get nerfed, actually. Seeing as they buffed Tempest in the previous patch, I don't think... That's because
there's not a split between PvE and PvP. If there they wouldn't have buffed it in PvE.
They wanted to bring back fresh air a bit, did they, in PvP, you think? I think so too.
They just buffed it in PvE, which it absolutely did not need at all.
I like fresh air, though. There's not enough of that. Well, actually, there is a good amount of that stuff, as Rim was saying earlier. There's quite a lot of YOLO builds because of the meta switching up a little bit. But, I mean, I'd like to see more of that. Just crazy, stupid-ass bursting builds where you just kill people in one hit. That's pretty funny. But, I mean, we know. Being as an Elementalist with 11k health in PvP is fun. You're made out of glass, you just die in one hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about how nothing is worth playing in Guild Wars 2 but raids at the moment because it's boring / grindy. I don't know. I don't really mind grinding. I never have. Really. I really like the way Guild Wars 2 works because of the thing about Guild Wars 2 is that you can do little things. I mean, you can do a you can do a chat Garant or something, and you get what looks like a lot. There's a lot of items there. Oh, oh shit, I got so much loot, and it feels very satisfying to me. And you can just go, we'll play it. I'll do that for 45 minutes, and then I can just log off, and I've achieved something. That's why the model of Guild Wars 2 is really good to me. It's you can just do a little bit. You can dip in, dip out, and you can slowly progress. That's kind of the joy of Guild Wars 2. I've been in a lot of other MMOs. If you play for a little bit, you feel like you've got nothing done, and then you have to just keep playing. But in Guild Wars 2, I really think that it has nailed down that more casual, friendly thing where you can just do a little bit and get some stuff done. So, 6 swamps a day. Oh yeah, for the fractals. I mean, that's a funny situation, isn't it? I can't, we should have seen this coming, really, where people would just be abusing the quickest fractals to get all the dailies done or whatever. But yeah, that probably wasn't a difficult prediction, actually. Yeah. But they've kind of backed themselves into a corner with that one, haven't they, really? Having some fractals which are inherently easier to do, like the...
I think fractals are worse than dungeons.
Well, I mean... is there any particular justification? I don't know. I haven't found dungeons that bad.
Do I really even need to explain at this point?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't really. I haven't played any fractals, so I really can't comment on this. I haven't played fractals for ages.
The instabilities are literally spiteful, hateful shit from ArenaNet devs that hate stacking, that hate playing anything other than tank builds. That's literally what they are. Please, if you're the developer and you think I'm wrong about that, come talk to me personally, and I'll tell you about how you're full of shit too. So, I don't know. That's the case with instabilities. Like, the toughness scaling is fixed. It used to be horrible. It used to be out of control. I guess they fixed the weapon collection finally, but it's like, what's like... And you can abuse fractals so easily. You can farm level 40s. You can still skip the effigy in the Molten Duo. You can still skip it. You can still exploit Mossman to fight him on a corner. How many times
they're gonna give
have
up,
they
man.
fixed this stuff?
They're gonna give up,
and it's still broken. What does your QA team even do? Do they do anything? I mean, I don't know. Fractals are stupid.
Yeah.
They're not fun. There's no reason to do any of them other than Swamp and Molten Duo at all. It's nonsense. There's really not even a reason to get to level 100. I'm level 71 or something, and I just don't care. The dungeons, I had fun doing dungeons. I had a lot of fun doing dungeons. There were times where I got bored of them. There were times where I really loved fractals. I was happy to do fractals, but they killed that off so fast. So, I mean, I don't know. Don't know. I'm still mad at the whole, it's an infinitely expanding dungeon that we can add new stuff to it whenever we want. And, sure, that's a possibility, but they're never going to do that. Because that's just something that they can throw around for marketing and say that it's always a possibility. I don't know.
But
they never have to add new fractals, ever. All they have to do is say that they can, and people will be on the hook.
It's kind of true, though, isn't it? They can potentially do that.
Sure.
They could do it. And it's a good...
I could lose 100 pounds and get muscles and,
There are a lot of things that could happen. I think that's what you're saying here.
And none of it ever will. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. We can dream. We can dream. ArenaNet balance team doesn't have any ideas, so they'll take any streamer's idea. Ming Lee. Yeah. I don't know. I think they kind of can balance things, because I think they can fix the PvP meta. They can do it because they made it better. So it's in a good direction. But they're completely just kneecapped by not having a split. I mean, we can say this 1,000 times. It's Their hands are tied. They can't do anything. There's nothing they can do to make everything equal out. Although, it does seem that everything is a lot closer than it seems, right? I mean, even Guardian seems to be doing a hell of a lot of damage, right? With its hammer spam or something.
Everything has always done basically the same amount of damage other than Elementalist. And this is something that everyone refuses to believe still, but it's like... I mean, I don't know. People still will continue to believe that Necromancer damage is inferior to everything else, that Ranger doesn't matter, and people that play Ranger only use bear pets and a longbow. Like, it doesn't matter what's actually true. People are going to believe whatever the hell they want. So, I don't know. I play Venom Share Thief because I think it's fun and because it's actually useful, because it actually does good damage, and people aren't going to believe any of that, but that's fine.
Well, I think I'd be inclined to believe it, because, and even in any case, if you actually look at the numbers for how much DPS you need to kill these bosses,
it's not very much.
You don't need everyone doing crazy ass DPS. You don't need, the perfect team composition.
That's why you can 6-man Sabbatha and 5-man Veil Guardian.
Yeah. You to a certain extent, you can cancel out any disadvantages you have to your profession just by being good. Being good at the game. And there you go.
And, like, it's totally fine that not everyone in the game is as good as VC is. Like, that's like, that would never be the case. There has never been a game in the history of time where everyone has been a pro player and everyone's been amazing. Like, raids are supposed to be hard. That's fine. Like, there are people that will probably never complete the raid. There are people that I know that still haven't cleared Veil Guardian, and they've raided every week since it's been out. I mean, I think that's okay. Like, there are resources out there for them to enjoy. Like, I will several times a week just open up my raid instance and ask in my various guilds and guild chat, like, hey, do you guys want to go through and get the chests and the achievements? Because otherwise they may not clear it. So, I don't know. Like, you can get people the experience to a degree. Like, I don't know. It's okay that not everyone is good. It's okay that there are groups that can't do shit, whatever. I don't know. But people will misinterpret that as X class can't do damage or whatever the case is, I think. Why is Razzie banned?
That was actually me. I misclicked. I was trying to click Rim's link, but she chatted just as I was about to click the link. God damn it. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? All the Bannerino DPS comparisons. Then again, though, I mean, you have the struggle, the endless struggle of Janax. You hit ads, and yeah. Yeah,
and it's just not. It's math. The way it handles divide by zero errors, like the fact that it will add like whispers to your DPS because those are purple text and timestamps. Like, it's just bizarre. Like, it's really weird. Like, it's not... This is coming from people who have very thoroughly torn the code apart and are making their own shit and have math degrees and programming degrees. It's not something that was a high school project, basically. So, I don't know.
Well,
that probably sounds very insulting to whoever made Gen X, but I'm sorry, it's just not incredibly accurate. So,
yeah. But again, I mean,
it's useful.
This is something that people kind of struggle to understand. It doesn't actually matter as long as everyone's using the same tool. The results are comparable to a certain extent. You have to accept that they're not completely accurate, but if you're operating under the same basic standards, then you can make certain judgments using your measurement tools.
Sure.
But the problem is where people start going crazy and not realizing that you have to throw in a few thousand, maybe even something like 25%. You've got to throw in a 25% tolerance in these numbers, and it is a massive. It's just a misinterpreting and misuse of these numbers in a void that are causing the problems. However, something very interesting was brought to my attention today, actually, by someone called Edot. They whispered me in game to say that you can use in the guild arena, you can use the invulnerable team in the guild arena as kind of a dummy, a makeshift dummy. Yeah. So someone can roleplay as a indestructible golem. They take damage, but they don't die. Yeah. So if you could even have your whole raid team just pummeling on this dummy, even in the guild arena, and they don't die, but they still take damage. It would seem. What do you think about that? That's pretty cool, huh?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So now that we've said that, they're going to take that out of the game because they don't want us to have access to it?
I mean, obviously there's no mechanics, but, you know.
Sure.
It's better than nothing, right? Because it means you can, instead of using the PvP golems, you can actually have full ascended and in food and stuff. So
yeah,
that's pretty good, I guess. But yeah. I don't know how long that's been known about. I mean, it seemed to be implied in the whispers that Edot actually came up with this. Figured this idea out. I'm not sure if... I don't know. You could be the first. You could be the first person to ever think of this, man. That's sick.
Does it work with, like, below 50% traits and stuff?
No, I guess it wouldn't, because you're invulnerable. Oh, wait. I guess not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You just need golems, honestly.
Let's not go far to say came up with it. But you thought of it, man. You thought of it. You should post it on Reddit. You can get all those karmas. Oh my god, Nick Sully is trolling me so fucking hard. Stop this shit. Why did I let him into this map? Why did I do that, Brazil?
You shouldn't.
I shouldn't have done that. Now there's nothing I can do. The 50... Yeah. Oh, you go to 1 HP and stay there. So... Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You'd actually have to add less than 10%, Rex, because you spend less time under. But yeah, you could figure that number out pretty easily.
It'd probably be like 15%. That's a joke, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I don't think you would actually say that. Yeah, oh. I know you know, I know, I know. Yeah, fucking pew pew pew, huh? The spanked person needs a certain amount of armor. Yeah. How much can you play with that though? If you use different quality armor, I guess you could get the toughness. Get the toughness right. You could use food buffs. You could use different armor variants.
I think the golems have like 2,560 toughness.
How much
armor?
How much armor?
Toughness.
How much armor does Gorseville have? Is it known?
I don't know.
Is it a known value?
I can check.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, you can calculate it, can't you? Just by using the standard calculations on damage.
Google it.
Okay.
See if it's on the wiki.
All right, let's find out.
First of all, Multifarious is the second boss, and Spirit Veil is formed when angered spirits trapped within... What? Oh. It does not seem to say...
Oh. Well, it's probably pretty high. Do you think it's more than heavy armor? Someone with heavy armor?
Yes.
Yeah, I would expect so. I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, you can probably get there with, you know, Sentinel's armor or something. Who knows? Yeah. 2,600 armor will be referenced for theory crafting. Yeah. As long as it's a known value, it doesn't actually matter, I suppose. Oh. Wow. That is quite the username you've got there. Thanks for the follow, though.
Wait, what?
You'll see on the stream. It will appear on the stream in a minute. Someone with a fun username followed. I presume that's one of you who's created another account to follow. But thanks anyway. You think we'll ever see an Arathi Basin, Alterac Valley type map in Guild Wars 2 long... Oh. I think... No. I mean, you have kind of, to a certain extent, World versus World is a bit like Alterac Valley, kinda. But in PvP, I don't know. I mean, Arathi Basin is more or less the same as Conquest, sort of. It's capture and hold points.
Let me answer a question real fast.
Okay, do it.
What's the best at Condi and Raids, NG, or Necro? I really think Necromancer is probably one of the best raid classes because Epidemic is so powerful. And, like, people really underestimate how important it is to, like, kill groups of ads in all of the fights. Because if you don't kill thugs at Sabbatha or arsonists, you're either going to get killed by the arsonist damage or you're going to get kicked into the firewall. It's very, very important to deal with those. Epidemic deals with them almost immediately. The 4 veteran mobs that spawn at Gorseval, you can deal with them almost immediately. As soon as they spawn, it's incredible. You can even epidemic one silver mob to another one, depending on how close they are, or epidemic to the orbs that spawn in the second phase. At Veil Guardian, you can epidemic chill and fear onto the Seekers. Like,
Exploits.
it's really strong, and the damage is good. Like, it's not. I don't think the damage is top tier necessarily, but its utility, I think, outweighs all of that. Like, it's really good. Depending on the fight, like, the damage fluctuates, obviously, but it's really good. It's very strong. Engineer is just engineer. Like, it does damage, and it provides some utility, but Necromancer's way better.
I think I would probably lean towards that as well, especially on Sabbatha.
Yeah.
The DPS gets a bit crazy when you got all the little fuckers. But yeah, let's see. Do you think the next expansion will be underwater? No. I don't think so.
I don't think they're going to do anything with underwater.
I think it's unlikely because it causes problems for their engine as well, if I recall correctly. It doesn't work quite as well as they would have hoped with all the AoEs and stuff. I think it's very difficult for them to execute correctly. So if they did an underwater raid, I think that would just be... I think it would be a nightmare with bugs and stuff.
I think if it worked, it'd be really cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. 3D stuff is pretty dank. And it could be argued that they've already done this with the Shatterer, right? Because you do have that third dimension element when you're gliding around, you're throwing those bombs and stuff. So do you think they could add something like that to raids? I mean, you have Gorseville, but that's very, very insignificant. If there was actually some element to combat in the air, I'd actually like that a lot.
I'd like a boss where you have to progress upwards. Like the floor like fills up with lava or something, and you have to keep going up.
That would be really cool, actually.
That could be the enrage timer too. Like when the lava gets to the top. I think that'd be really awesome.
Fucking sick. Yeah.
Like Ice Climbers or something. That game that no one ever played.
That's a classic mechanic you could have going on there.
Donkey Kong, Mario, like side scrollers where you can't go backwards. Pretty fun mechanic.
What? Oh, never mind. See, we've got what other questions have we got going on here? Oh yeah, this is an interesting thing. We actually have someone trying to fix Janex in this very chat. We have Plenix, Code God. Apparently, he's learning how optical character recognition works. So presumably, he's going to try and get it to recognize single target DPS.
I think that's going to be a thing on the meter that my friends are working on too.
There you go. You got some competition, Plenix. You need to step up your pace.
Yeah, you do. Believe me.
Yeah. So there you go. Do it. Oh yeah. Although I think the more sophisticated it gets, the more it's going to completely fuck your performance, and that's something that's a little bit concerning, right?
What do you mean?
Because it already takes a lot of screenshots.
Oh yeah.
And if it's got to recognize more characters, then it's going to get pretty stressful. But I mean, that's a little price to pay for the true DPS values, right? Why does Guild Wars 2 have soft enrages? I mean, I would arguably say Sabbatha's enrage is more or less a hard enrage, and Gorseville has a hard enrage as well.
Is too, because you'll kill yourself on retaliation.
It doesn't increase his damage though, does it?
I think the retaliation damage is increased.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, and also
it seems to be.
He also just detonates the whole platform as well, right? You can't survive after all the updrafts are gone.
Oh yeah.
Because he does his ultimate attack, so there is a kind of hard enrage. And surviving Sabbath last phase with the Enrage on is insane as well. 500% damage. You can't really survive that forever. Yeah. Gorseville is 200%, so if you get hit by any of his attacks...
200%.
Yeah, Veil Guardian is 200% as well. But you can survive that pretty easily. I mean, King did it with their 5-man run. They were in it for, what, 30, 40 seconds, I want to say? And I think if you had full healers, you could survive it pretty much indefinitely. Or ArenaNet could let us make applications that hook into RAM. Problem solved. Trouble with that is, you really open it up to hacking, and make it incredibly easy to hack. And the hack I'm thinking of, because, I mean, this is very, unfortunately, disgustingly common in a lot of RTS games, you know, StarCraft, is map hack. So you'll be able to see your opponent's movements incredibly easily and see what's going on at all times and stuff. And you don't want people to have that capacity. Yeah, there you go. It's as simple as that, really. Yeah, that's why they're not going to do that. And reading memory will continue to be against the terms of service. What they need to do is make like World of Warcraft and just say, yeah, you can mod the game and have scripts, because then they can control what you can do as well within the context of their, you know, scripting API. Oh my god, again with these hope shots, please. Getting EleGiggled. King is greater than DNT. Well, I think King still has a website. So...
One of them exists and one of them doesn't, so...
Did I get a haircut? Yeah, I got a haircut. My hair was annoying me. Pick one profession and tell us what the next elite specialization you would like. That's a difficult question, actually. What do you think? Do you have anything that... What needs changing?
I'm just trying to think of like what weapons I could give to Necromancer. To like... Like what doesn't it have? Like pistol, that doesn't make any sense. Mace doesn't really make any sense.
You could have something... does it have any... It doesn't have any offhands that are not main hands. No, it doesn't. Torch. Ah, yeah. You could have torch. That makes sense, actually. You could have kind of a focus on burning.
Yeah.
Lots of Doom... Well, they already have Doomfire, so make a Doomfire theme or something, you know? Yeah, that would be interesting. Ah, definitely Rifle Ranger. Ranger deserves Rifle, I think. You know,
I think Thief could use Rifle as well.
Yeah, Sniper. Sniper Thief. Yeah.
You could call it Commando.
Suicide Bomber Engineer. That would be amazing, actually. We're gonna need the Suicide Bomber to get Sabbath at a 25% instantly, because then the Engie just kills himself. Sword for Ellie. I would really like Sword for Elementalist, actually. What it would be probably sword, main hand, or sword off hand.
I really think something is going to get focus main hand next time.
Really? Isn't that going to be a bit weird, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think Elementalist should have sword offhand, because then you've got the scepter and a sword. That would be pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I would like that. And then you have kind of really close combat, really close in focus. I mean, it kind of is like that with Tempest, but kind of not really as well. A real melee kind of brawler Elementalist style shit, where you're gonna get in and you put the Phoenix down and stuff, and then you slash them with a sword. That'd be pretty cool. You swing your sword, you could say. Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
I think Warrior needs to be unarmed. Like it just needs to be fists. And then, like someone said, like also a Guardian with like tomes that could be like kits. I think that would be really cool too. I think both of those, like an unarmed warrior and like tomes, would be fun. I don't quite know how they would. I guess the sigils, you could just put them in your weapon slot on like warriors, but not have weapons equipped. So
I think they implied that tomes would make a comeback anyway, didn't they?
yeah, I think
That was on the Guardian Balance live stream, wasn't it? That was ages ago when they, they changed the tomes to the signet and the shout.
yeah.
So I think you're actually probably right on there. I think that they'll have kits, but they're actually tomes. Although that will be making a comeback. I'd actually say that's 100% even, or 99% or 90%. I'm calling it now. Revenant is going to get Scepter and become a ritualist. I'm calling it now. I think that's a very safe prediction as well. You can
Probably.
summon legends. Summon a thing that does something. Yeah. Will they introduce new weapons in the future? Totally new weapons, do you think?
I think that's possible. We're just repurposing the underwater weapons.
I'm not sure about that. Because the more weapons you bring in, kind of the crazier the game gets with regards to balance. And if they want to... Because they do like to go down the esports route, and as a result of that, they're going to be cautious when they're adding new mechanics and new stuff to the game, for the same reason that Revenant doesn't have displacement anymore. So they don't want to add some fresh memes, because it makes the rest of the game stale to a certain extent, and then it just gets crazy. That's why we're not going to get secondary professions. It just gets a bit ridiculous. Oh yeah, Thief can already use Spear underwater.
Yep.
Yeah. When are they going to add the bird race? I'm not sure if they're going to add races to the game. They already have enough trouble.
Don't think they will.
They already have enough trouble with clipping as it is.
Yep.
So, yeah. I don't think so. As much as people will hate to deal with that reality, I think we're going to not have... Tengu is just not going to happen. I don't think. And Snow makes an excellent point. Kodan are way better than Tengu. Let's just set that straight there. Bear people versus bird people, come on. You serious? This isn't a choice. Yeah. Not like this, Dan's game. They should stop care about clipping and quality and just release content.
Clipping really bothers me.
Yeah, it really pisses me off though, Perry. I don't know, I'm not sure if I can take it.
There are people like Wooden Potatoes that just don't care about it, and I think that's absolutely insane.
It is
because
insane.
Clipping is the most important thing to me, probably, in terms of aesthetics. Like, there are armor pieces that I want to use that I can't because they clip. So, I don't know.
I don't like clipping at all. In fact, I don't know how you feel about the cloth physics in this game. With cloth physics, inverted commas there. I really don't like them. I mean, I would love to have some kind of robe set up for the mage characters, but I just can't fucking deal with it on humans. It's too much. I hate it so much. Anything that has something that kind of goes below the knee, it just annoys me so much by how it works and how it kind of just flows out and just stays there at the back forever. It just makes me want to kill myself. It's just... It actually does. It makes me want to just go to a cliff in Guild Wars 2 and not press the glider button and just die on the floor. Yeah. Boob physics. Well, there are boob animations in the game. But, yeah. They're nothing special. It's not like they went full Dead or Alive on this thing, is it? Oh.
That's a good game.
End yourself, Swift Rage. Oh, oh no, don't Sudoku, because it doesn't actually work yet. Because it's, yeah, that's a shout out to Plenix, actually. He helped me out with my IRC troubles. The library I was using doesn't work. Yeah, and also, yeah, thanks to Sam Majesty for the host, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about nothing. Hope you guys enjoy.
That's correct.
Yeah. We'll have to return the favor sometimes. Well, I don't actually see you streaming at the same time as me anymore. Except, I guess, on Sunday, seeing as you've hosted us twice now. But
Kappa.
still. Yeah. Dead or Alive 3 Extreme this March. Yeah.
They're still making those games? I don't... Why?
Oh, boy. That's fun.
Is Sword Dagger Thief ever coming back? I don't know. Like, they buffed the shit out of Sword, so maybe it will. But I would assume that's for PvP, so I don't know.
Hmm.
You want more skins and rewards, so do I.
Yeah, that's
So
what everyone wants.
the problem with rewards, like, this was a big thing with, like, Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1. Borderlands 1, I didn't really play it that much, but apparently you could just get loot like crazy. Borderlands 2, if you ever played through that, like, good luck. I mean, like, it took so much time to farm good weapons to the point where I just literally, like, hacked and modded weapons. So, I don't know. I still had fun playing it. But if you make good loot very common, people burn out and get bored really quickly because they have nothing to work for. Like, there's no reason. Like, if you could just get an ascended weapon drop from every fractal, like, there wouldn't be a point. People would complain about how common they are, so I don't know. That is, I guess you would call it a catch-22. So,
I don't think it is actually. I think
you don't think it is?
I don't think it's catch-22 for Guild Wars because you don't pay a sub fee, right? So it doesn't matter if you have to, if you don't get anything done, you can just wait till you can get something done.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's irrelevant. I mean, if I'm subbed to WoW for 6 months, I kind of feel like I gotta play. Well, my money, my value, it's gone. With Guild Wars 2, say tomorrow I go, you know what? Fuck Guild Wars 2. Say if I got banned, for example. No, never mind. So I could say, you know what? Fuck this game. I'm never gonna come back. I've already got my value out of the game. I don't need to play anymore. It's just, yeah, it's fine. And yeah, things take ages, and you can accelerate it with time. But if you're patient, or gems, yeah. No, you mean you say that with a cheeky grin?
Oh, no, it's true.
At the end of the day, it is true. Yeah, you can say, you know what? I'll trade 5 hours of grinding for doing an extra hour of work or something. Or
Sure.
I don't know. And that's the joy of Guild Wars 2 at the end of the day. It has that option. It's a very legitimate option. Some people's time is worth more than money to them, and they just want to get to that end game content. So, if you want an ascended set for another character, you can either play, you can farm out, you can grind out the cash, or you can craft your ascended crafting materials every day, or you can just drop a bit of cash on it, and then you can play the next day. I think that's a really good system. They have a nice system with Guild Wars 2. I wouldn't really... The only questionable thing about the gem store is why all the new skins end up there, and why Mini Sabbather is there as well. That's pretty funny. And glider skins.
I hope they don't do that with the next one. I really wanted the Soul River glider too, but I didn't want to pay like $30 or $50 for it, however much it was. Stupid. That should have been a raid unlock. Should have been.
I think the Sabbather miniature, that's probably a step too far in my opinion. That's a little bit much.
Absolutely.
They shouldn't have done that. That was unwise. But there's nothing inherently wrong with having that stuff and my internet's fucking dying. Are you kidding me? And my bitrate is about 7 as well. I'm not even going at high bitrate today, and it can't handle this shit. Oh my god. Feels bad, man. What new mechanic would you want for the next Stronghold hero, and why doesn't ArenaNet make spotlight videos for them like MOBAs do for champions? Holy shit, that's an amazing idea. Yeah. New mechanic would you want for the next Stronghold hero? I would like a Stronghold hero that just defends.
That'd be fun.
I'd like one that spawns in the other lane and defends. Just straight up. Not double rotten apples. No, we'll just make Tibble. 2 Tibbles will spawn instead. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, spotlight videos for the elite specs. Oh yeah, they didn't, did they? They did kind of little clips, didn't they? For Reaper and stuff. Those were good, actually. I like those. Those are nice.
The Dragon Hunter one sucked.
Did it?
Yeah.
I mean...
I don't even think the Chronomancer was good, but the Reaper one was nice.
The
Dragon Hunter had some tool and draconic armor with a look on his face like this. And he just fucking, like, went and shot a longbow. It was pretty dumb.
He did do that. Make a Tybalt that commits Sudoku. It gets ripped apart by undead or something, for example. Yeah. Oh, they did one for Chrono, Reaper, and Dragon Hunter. Not the others.
Yep.
Oh, that's weird. That is unusual. What if they released the elite specs one by one like League of Legends Champion to make sure they're more balanced and finished? I mean, they kind of did do that.
Yeah, they did a little bit,
To a
but
certain
like stuff like
extent.
Scrapper got no testing at all.
Yeah. That was a bit of an issue because, well, I don't know. I feel like they have a bit of a problem with this all the time. That they have all these ideas and they realize, oh shit, we don't have enough time to do this, and then they get rushed and it's kind of But I think the strategy they had with the elite specializations was they released a few, then they had a weekend with Stronghold, right? They had some Stronghold going to test it, and just some stuff, right? And then they did some more, and then they did it again with the changes. If they just iterated through that, or even better, say they had a public test server, just for example, then suddenly these problems are less severe.
I think League of Legends even has a public test server.
Yeah, it does.
Like, I think at one point I was like on it doing stuff, like soloing Baron with Nocturne or something. Like, I don't know.
Yo, Brazil DNT, don't you watch the Super Bowl and drink beer like a man?
Yes to the second question. Actually, I don't anymore because I can't because of my medication. But I don't care about football. Like, the Super Bowl often falls on my birthday, so everyone forgets about birthday and people only think of Super Bowl. So that's fun. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really care about sports. The only sport that is remotely interesting to me is wrestling because I liked wrestling and I wrestled for 6 years. So I don't know, but I don't care about football anymore. I played football for like 7 years, I think, but 6, but I don't care about it. Like, never had any interest in watching it either.
Oh, what are these colonial hand egg games you speak of, EleGiggle? Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's not my fault. It's people who are quite possibly related to me that went over there and took over everything. Real dicks in that country.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah, otherwise
Because now I can sit on my fat ass and eat McDonald's all day and
That's
not
freedom.
care and play video games.
that
That's
is
freedom.
That is freedom.
Freedom.
It is freedom.
Beautiful
Happy birthday, Brazil. There you go.
It was last week. I think it was last weekend. I don't even remember.
Or was it?
Two people told me happy birthday. And I said no to both of them. So
Yeah, that's interesting.
it was nice, I guess.
Yeah, they could do with a public test server. I mean, they kind of have it with the raids now, that's cool. That's a start. You know, they have the capacity to do this. But what they need to do is they need to get as many people who like to break things as possible and put them in that server. Like this guy, for example. Because then they could even say give you access to certain tools to get better information on what's going on, because we also know they have that capacity. Because there are some secret screenshots that appear on the Reddit because people have been, they've seen it. It's perfectly legit. And as Rim says, with the PvP as well, just take the top teams. Why not? Just take the top 50 teams on the leaderboard or something and say, hey, you want to come and test? And then they say, yeah, sure. And then they help balance the game. It's amazing. And
You don't have to pay them or anything. It's not like a QA team.
No.
They just go do it.
Yeah. They do have a test server. Yeah, it is known they have a test server for testing stuff. This is obviously not a secret, okay? Because a certain gentleman who's been on this stream was very good at commanding Shatter, for example, and by that I mean Deroya. So come on, you can put 2 and 2 together, okay? He knew what to do.
He's European.
Yeah, he knew what to do first time. So yeah, how did he do that? Did he have mind powers? No, he didn't. But he did a good job as well. And there you have it. What do you think of the first Raid Wing? I enjoyed it a lot. It was a
I
lot
like
of
it a
fun,
lot
and I'm
too.
gonna keep playing it until, well, even after the
I'll
other
keep
one.
playing it after
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
stuff.
Just keep because
Honestly,
nice rewards at the end of the day.
like just the environment in it and exploring and looking around is beautiful. Like it was everything about it was so well done, I think. It's
Yes,
incredible.
absolutely.
I was expecting it to be so much worse than it actually was in terms of like just the area and the environment and like breaking through walls and stuff like that and massive exploits, which there still are. I'm not going to pretend that there aren't. There still are, but they're not easy to do and they're not well known, at least as far as I'm aware. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think it was really well done. I love the environment more than anything, more than I like the fights or mechanics.
Oh, that is interesting. Salt will be perfect for testing. ArenaNet, hire us now. You don't even have to pay us. We'll come and test your shit. We'll bring the memes and the clown fiesta. Because hey, you need the clowns as well as the hardcore elitists.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're below average and we love to break shit. Oh, I wouldn't do us down that much. I feel like we've actually succeeded. Let's make a public test. Let them check out all our secret stuff, like jewels in PvP zones, smooth loading to Fractals of the Mist in 4 seconds, and all upcoming content we test. I mean, you say that, and I think you may have been making a joke there. But actually, that's not really a bad idea. And that's kind of what you would want. Because, hey, if you have people testing, then you have less bugs, you can balance stuff easier, and your content is just overall more refined. And there you go. So,
Like I heard an analogy. This was pertaining to something else, not Guild Wars 2 or video games, but like if you want to flip a coin and get heads a million times, it's way easier to have a million people flip one coin once than it is to have one person flip a coin a million times. So in theory, I mean, getting a million people is not necessarily the easiest thing in the world to do, but having just one poor soul sit there and just flip over and over is probably worse. So I don't know. I would think just the public test, people would go on it, people would play on it, people would do things they're not supposed to do, obviously, but I don't know.
but that's not... would that even be a problem, though? If they were just really transparent about it? If you're allowed
People
them.
would find a way to make it a problem, and ArenaNet seems to be very scared about that stuff. So I don't know.
With good reason. They have unfortunately suffered due to the community getting a little bit overexcited in the past. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe we could mature as a community. We could do it, guys.
No.
No? Is that actually impossible?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any more questions, guys? Because we've actually gone for 1 hour and 40 minutes somehow.
I want to go eat.
Yeah.
I'm hungry as shit.
What problems could be caused with the public test server? If they put something on it and then remove it, they're in trouble because of how some people react to that sort of thing. And I actually think, is that the only problem? Yeah, I want to say that's the only problem, actually. If they put something on it and then remove a mechanic or they add a feature, then they say, actually, we're going to have to back off from this, it's not going to work. Yeah. People will be triggered. And then, you know, ArenaNet will get stung and they'll be upset, as they should be. And there you go. Mature as a community. I think some communities are more mature than others.
I don't.
No? But they can... Oh, fine. I don't care. I've been infected. I don't care. Fuck everything. Embrace nihilism. Life is meaningless. There we go. Okay. If anyone got any more questions? If you don't, I think we can probably wrap up because my internet is in the process of keeling over dead anyway. So, yeah, it will end itself regardless of my choosing, probably in the near future. So, yeah.
Let me answer one real fast.
Go for it.
Brazil, how did your experiment with ANET end? How about your old vids with the raw bugs? How do you feel? How you feel respond? So basically, to answer that, I sent them videos of raw exploits and stuff with commentary and footage on how to do them. Never heard back. They never fixed it, and like raw is still broken as shit.
Mm.
Like, didn't do anything about it. So,
In the process of doing some Ara, because I needed to get the Dungeon Master title for reasons, because I had to be a Deep Dark Dungeon Master, I was exposed to some very dank, I don't know, I guess you could call it exploits, skipping loads of stuff by jumping over things. So yeah, I don't know. But then again, they've got bigger fish to fry, I guess, because it's not necessarily harming the game. I mean, come on, no one's going to kill the trash anyway. If you don't skip the trash, you just stealth through the trash, or run through the trash anyway, so, yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Oh, yeah, what the hell were you guys talking about in guild chat? It got a bit weird in the Salt guild chat earlier today. There's very unusual topics going on there.
what?
Yeah. You know, oh no, I do have Dungeon Master. I had to become a Deep Dark Dungeon Master. But, yeah, it was... Nick Silly was carrying me hard through some cheeky RR. But yeah. I never really did dungeons that much. I did a few, but you know, not all the paths because I'm fucking lazy. And doing RR with pugs, I can imagine, is quite a unfortunate experience.
They make it worse than it is to just solo it.
Really?
Because they just pull bosses around the room, and they die, and they complain when they die, and it's stupid. Especially now, because none of the skilled players do them anymore. So...
Okay, I'll start looking for someone to host while we wait for a few more questions.
Alright. Does Brazil cut his hair himself? Does he go to a barber? I don't go to a barber. I go to a hairdresser every, 6 to 8 weeks. And I get a haircut there. She's someone that I've known for a while. But, yeah. I used to go... I used to get maybe... How long have I been going to her? I think maybe since I was 19, so several years. 19 or 20, I guess. Because I used to just get a yearly haircut. I used to let my hair get really, really long, down to here long. But I don't know.
Huh. No one is streaming Guild Wars 2 right now. There's only one page of streams for me. That's actually very unusual. That barely ever happens.
Let me look.
Oh. That really is quite unusual. So I don't think there are there any more questions here?
Look at those body doc.
Oh yeah. We should get this guy on the stream actually. He's a funny guy. I had a talk with him one time when we did that thingy for something. The kind of round table discussion. Yeah. Body doc. Look. Okay. Right, guys. We've got to level you here. This guy is rigged. Okay. He is rigged. He has a whole bank tab of precursors. What's wrong with this guy? This guy is body doc.
Oh.
This guy's insane.
Does he show it in game, or is it just a screenshot?
Well, he told me he does. He told us he does, rather, on the stream. I mean, I'm
inclined to... I used to have a whole bank tab full of legendaries, but it was photoshopped perfectly by the pixel.
I'm not from Brighton, no. I meant from the...
I am.
Yeah, obviously. From the southwest. Let's see. It's not unusual. This has nothing to do. You do make an excellent point, Perry. What do you think ArenaNet should take the story to? I honestly have no idea where I want to see the story.
I think they should kill all of the Destiny's Edge 2.0, honestly, and just make it about your character with no other important characters that follow you around and don't do anything.
I think there's potential for the other characters. They need to pick characters and properly develop them.
No, they don't. Time. They need to take them out because they've had too much time to do that, and they still can't do it.
What do I want ArenaNet to change on the next raid wing? I kind of want them to do more of the same. Just switch up the mechanics. Different mechanics. Maybe even make it harder, honestly. And then just do the same thing. And then I'll be happy. With the raid. Oh, and maybe integrate it with the main story more, but I think that's unlikely. Use it as a living story tie-in, but I find that very unlikely, honestly. They're going to do little extras, much like the Spirit Veil was, or is right now, rather. As it goes off in its own little direction, which is fine.
What did I think of Fallout 4 in the end? I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, but I still liked it. I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10.
Kill timing and graphic detail. Unfortunately, I can't kill children, otherwise I have to make it an 18. So that's not going to happen.
Ooh, that reminds me of Fallout 4. Because you can't kill children in that game by default either. But there is a weapon prefix that cripples legs, and you can like kneecap them and make them like perma-crippled and just like hobble around. Pretty funny.
That is... Wow. Wow.
I've seen Black Desert Online, and I'm not really interested in it. Just like Blade and Soul. Not interested.
Canuck, he definitely needs... Come on, let's make Canuck in center stage. The guy is awesome. What a Sylvari, what a guy. And then what they need to do is, with the story, when they move on to the next dragon, because obviously... 2 down, guys, 2 down. They need to make the boss fight incredibly, amazingly epic. Just make the boss a raid boss. Holy shit. The dream. Or just have a raid boss version. No. They should make the boss a raid boss. That'd be amazing. A 50-man raid boss. Yeah. No, don't do that. The Clown Fiesta. I can't even imagine how much of a Clown Fiesta that would be. Oh, yeah. Well, there won't be any more stories about Sal. We got Mordramoth. He's dead. He's done. Yeah. Here's a fun idea. Run a ranger with short bow and raids. With quickness, you can basically have a Gatling gun for a primary weapon. I guess. It's a lot of bleed stacks. Just go behind the boss, and then easy. Do you think they'll ever do raids with more than 10 man? I don't think it's a good idea. They might do 15. But I think any more than that, it's going to get really fucking hard to coordinate everyone.
Yep.
20? Maybe. Maybe. But they're not going to go any further. Definitely no further than 20. I mean... It's definitely possible, feasible with the mechanics of Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars has really good mechanics. Very good capacity for mechanics. But as you add more people, just shit starts to go down a lot more. So, yeah. I think 20 is possible. They could do 20. But that would be much more hard. It would be much more hard. It would be much harder than 10 man because of the coordination aspect. And there's already a lot of struggling with shit like Sabbather, the fucking green bombs. You know?
I don't think there should ever be any more than 10. If anything, I'd rather see it go back to 5.
Wow. I kind of like 10. 10 is cool, though. And even more
10 is a fine number.
More would be even cooler. And it gives you more scope for mechanics within the fight. Make it harder.
That's correct.
I mean,
I've realized I have to do something on this, by the way.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Buy a game.
Okay.
In the eShop.
Yeah, 50-pack soldiers. Oh, yeah, they could use NPCs, actually. That makes sense. Oh, yeah, Spine of Deathwing. That was a weird fight in WoW. Actually, the whole Deathwing fight was weird. Because they were trying to do something different with that. It actually felt like a Guild Wars 2 boss, actually. The whole Deathwing fight. It was like a Guild Wars 2 world boss, almost. It was a bit weird. Unusual. 5 or 10. Even at 10 you can just straight out carry 1 to 3 players. Yeah, I'm definitely with you there, Nick Sully. As long as you have a good amount of people who know what they're doing, you can... It doesn't really matter what the others are, you know, what's going on with the others, you can just manage to carry through with the raids. But yeah. Alright. I think we're done here. Brazil's buying a game.
Yep.
We'll host our body doc.
Okay.
So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. You can follow the stream if you want to. Do it. Do it. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Don't try and follow. That won't work. Nothing will happen. But yeah, I stream kind of a lot, so come back, watch, roleplay as a viewbot, type Kappa in the chat or something, I don't even know. Do whatever you want.
Capper
Yeah.
in the chat.
Yeah, Kappa. Spell it incorrectly, just do it. So yeah, and we have another wonderful person here, that person of course being Brazil, the ultimate reliability of TeaTime hosts, TeaTime co-hosts.
Liability, I think you mean.
Yeah, ultimate liability. And he also does the YouTube videos, although not one this week, because nothing happened, but I'm sure things will happen. And then Brazil will make videos again.
Yeah, I have stuff. What? Sorry, I'm mad at Nintendo right now. That didn't take very long.
What happened?
Yeah, hold on. Never mind, it's okay. I thought I could only add it in $10 increments when the game I'm buying is not that much, and I was about to be really pissed.
Oh.
It's fine. It's good. It's all good, baby.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's host Body Doc. It's gone on long enough.
Okay, but where can we find you, Brazil?
In hell.
In hell?
In Colma, California.
And by
Colma,
hell?
California, where the dead outnumber the living 1,000 to 1.
Whoa, that's pretty brutal, man. Yeah, it's Brazil Guild Wars 2. You can go get him.
Yep.
He's everywhere. Just type Brazil Guild Wars 2, you'll find him. In his
Front page of Reddit every day.
Dank, slimy corner of the internet where he just plays Condi Daredevil and Reaper and Berserker maybe, I don't know. And Herald.
I'll come back to it.
Yeah. Then you'll release the numbers, actually. Berserker's still the best. Yeah. So yeah. I'll see you guys later. Yeah. Farewell. Farewell, friends. Farewell.